What's up guys, xHOUNDISHx here, and this week there are some new rules in play for a somewhat spooky Trials of Osiris. So there are no revives this week in Trials, you have 1 life per round. On top of this, there's no radar, it's a no radar, no revives, Trials of Osiris on the Cauldron, and to make it even more interesting, every once in a while, I'd expect a bizarre shriek in your headset, followed by a bunch of spiders running across your screen. And no, I'm not joking, by the way, because this is very scary stuff, literally. So let's talk about what this means and some stuff to know about the Trials experience for this week. So firstly, communication is important in this kind of situation, but not just because you need callouts, it's also about how you call things out. People are going to be all over the place this week on this map, and it's so easy for you to start an engagement and find that you're being challenged from another position. You need to be very clear and super concise when you're calling things out. This is one of those situations where callouts need to be pretty minimal and fast, because sound in these matches, as in the sound of enemy movements and direction of fire, will be surprisingly important. Without a radar present, everyone needs to take advantage of the sound in the game more than ever, especially in the 1v1 gunfights, which is another thing to think about. You absolutely need to win your 1v1 gunfights extremely frequently to succeed this week. There are no revives for your teammates to offer, so if you go down without at least trading a kill, this becomes more of a hindrance to your team than under normal circumstances. One thing which is massively important if you go down is tracking other enemies. So if you die, you do have a great opportunity to offer information to your team which they wouldn't have otherwise. Again, you need to keep the callouts clear and concise, but bear in mind, if you're giving your teammate information about someone you can see, it's extremely likely that there's another player nearby which perhaps neither of you can see. Teamwork combined with winning your 1v1 situations will never be more important in Trials of Osiris than it is this week. Close range combat and close range weapons are also rife this week, even more than normal, primarily because you need that reactionary capacity. You're going to run into a lot of people where you don't expect them to be, so aggressive and dueling loadouts will come in pretty handy. In terms of some map stuff, the capture zone spawns where zone C would be in control. That's not inside of the very middle room. This could be a super useful area to get control of in general, especially in those slower games. Heavy ammo, on the other hand, spawns in the very center room where zone B would be, so these positions are something that you need to have in your mind to start off with. Pushing middle room can be pretty effective still, even with these modifiers on, but your shots again really need to be on point if you're fighting here. More or less every other part of the map will have less entry points than the very center, and anywhere with doors will be super important to keep locked down. It really gives you control of each area, which again is super important on this map because you want to track targets really well, eliminating as many sightlines as you possibly can, which will help you focus and get those 1v1 situations won. On the whole, this is going to be a very different experience for Trials of Osiris, and probably a pretty frustrating one on the most part for quite a few players. It's a real departure from the kind of experience you'll normally have in Trials. You have to think very differently, and you have that paranoia as well because you just can't track enemies. If you're struggling, you need to take a little bit of time to adjust. It's like losing a sense on top of losing your ability to engage around once you go down. Embrace it or hate it, it's definitely an interesting experience, I suppose. So comment down below with your thoughts. Have Bungie gone totally insane? If you have any tips for other people that you can share in the comments, that would be much appreciated as well. But if you have enjoyed this video, a like is appreciated as always. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe for a lot more Destiny content. But for now, you guys have the best possible weekend that you can inside of Trials of Osiris. Peace.